If there's something that subscribers here on the Hakkai channel ask a lot is about where they can read Dragon Ball Hakkai, which is simply the biggest Dragon Ball fan story in Brazil and is now spreading around the world. But now you can read Dragon Ball Hakkai in its entirety. And that's not all. The Hakkai website is now working, and in it you will have access to all Dragon Ball Hakkai chapters. But not only Dragon Ball Hakkai, but many other Dragon Ball stories as well. But that's not all. On our website, you'll have access to news involving Dragon Ball, articles with lots of information, and trivia about the franchise, as well as forums where you can talk about the series. And very soon, the site will also have other very cool features where you'll be able to buy various customized Dragon Ball products, and there will also be a paid subscription that if you want to subscribe, you'll have many benefits for a very small amount. So, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you can't miss the DB Hakkai website. The link will be here in the description. Go check it out.
Hey guys, what's up? Here is Max. The Saiyan race is without a doubt the most popular among all Dragon Ball races, and it's also without a doubt one of the most famous races in the history of all anime and manga. But the truth is that very few people know the history of the Saiyans in detail. Thinking about it, in this video I decided to talk to you about the history of Saiyans. Ready for a lot of information about the most famous race in the history of anime and manga? Stay connected to the channel and let's go to the video. What I'm going to say here is not invented. It's not a theory. I will only base myself on things that have been revealed and confirmed by Akira Toriyama. But in this video, I'm not going to rely too much on guides. I'm going to rely entirely on what was revealed and talked about in the anime and manga, that is, by the characters of the franchise. Well, let's get started then. The history of the Saiyans goes back thousands of years and contains myths, gods, and legendary warriors. But it didn't just have good things. It was full of wars, destruction, diseases, and everything you can imagine. The oldest legend was first mentioned in the movie Battle of the Gods by Shenron. I'm talking about the legend of the Super Saiyan God. This legend took place on the original planet of the Saiyans, the planet Sadala. The legend took place during one of the most terrible wars in all Universe 7. We don't know what the reason for this war were, but we can imagine it's just like humans. The Saiyans were blinded by hatred, violence, and power. In this period, everyone started to act in an uncontrolled way. They started to feel anger and hatred towards everything. Anger took over their body, and the thirst for power took over their minds. There were almost no good-hearted Saiyans left. The few pure-hearted and good Saiyans were trying to survive, but they were about to die at the hands of those warriors moved by anger and wrath. On the planet, there were only 6 good Saiyans left standing. The king and 5 men who were fighting side by side with their leader. 6 Saiyans were fighting an entire army alone. The leader was already getting worn out, so the soldiers decided to help. But as they merged their energy with the king's body, something strange happened. Their energy, full of kindness and hope, turned into power. That energy turned into divine energy, and the king became the Super Saiyan God. After transforming, that Saiyan king fought alone against this entire race and managed to defeat most of his enemies. But this legend doesn't have a happy ending. The power of the Super Saiyan God suddenly ended. The power had a time limit. Unlike Goku in the Battle of the Gods, this Saiyan couldn't understand what that power was. Then he reverted back to his normal form, and his ordinary power wasn't enough to defeat all the evil Saiyans left on the planet. The evil Saiyans killed the Saiyan King, and all those good-hearted ones left on the planet. And that's how a good race became corrupted. After that, the Saiyans became known as evil and super strong warriors. Sometime later, they were already feared warriors throughout the universe. And as they wreaked great havoc, a warrior with gigantic power was born, and he was called a Super Saiyan. We don't know how many Super Saiyans there were after this one, but we know there must have been many, as the race realized that every 1,000 years, this special warrior was born, and that was the beginning of the legend that passed from generation to generation. The legend of the warrior with a power far superior to all others, who loves fights and power, and when he gets angry, his hair turns golden, and his power increases dozens of times, becoming an invincible warrior. This legend has been passed down for thousands of years. All Saiyans hoped and hoped that this special warrior would appear, for when he did, it would guide the race to the conquest of the entire universe. One day another Super Saiyan appeared. He was in a battle and already transformed into Uzaru, and he turned into a Super Saiyan, becoming a golden Uzaru, and his power was so great that it destroyed the entire planet. That was the end of the Saiyan planet. But before the planet exploded, a group of Saiyans escaped in a spaceship. They arrived at a planet called Plant, where they lived a race with very advanced technology. The people were called Tuffle. The Tuffle were very kind and welcomed the Saiyans, and in exchange for protection from threats from other planets, they decided to share the planet with the visitors. But after a while, the Tuffle were betrayed by the Saiyans, and a real massacre took place. This is all because Saiyans want to have the entire planet to themselves, and after the domination of the Saiyans, Planet Plant was called Planet Vegeta, in honor of the current king of the race. Sometime later, a universal tyrant appeared at this place and asked everyone to work for him, otherwise he would kill everyone, and that tyrant was Frieza. King Vegeta offered to serve the Emperor's orders in exchange for everyone's lives, and thus all Saiyans became Frieza's soldiers. Sometime later, the king's son was born, a very special Saiyan with a fighting power far above average. Everyone believed that this boy would be the next Super Saiyan, the one who would save them from all of Frieza's hands. This boy was named Vegeta, who would be the fourth of his lineage that would be the next ruler of the planet. Vegeta IV was very strong, and even though he was only a child, his power was already greater than the king himself. That's why everyone believed he would be the next Super Saiyan. Even Vegeta himself believed this, and he was very proud of it. This whole story came to Frieza's attention, and the Emperor was very worried about it all. In the same period, Beerus, the god of destruction, ordered him to destroy the Saiyans. That is, everything happened in a very convenient way for Frieza, who decided to destroy the Saiyans and Planet Vegeta. King Vegeta tried to confront Frieza but was quickly killed, and then the tyrant destroyed the entire planet, but some people of the race survived because they were off-planet. This is the story of the Saiyans until the beginning of Dragon Ball. With this story, we can understand some things that happen in the series, such as why Vegeta is so proud, and in the Frieza saga, he was so sure that he was the Super Saiyan. That's because everyone put it in his head, since he was a simple baby, that he was the legendary warrior. Now a bonus information, in Universe 6, that war between the good and bad Saiyans never happened, which is why all Saiyans are good and live on the original planet of the race, the planet Sadala. This is the story of the Saiyans. I know that many already knew the story, but most only knew some parts of the story, so they have a lot of doubts. In this video, I tried to gather all the information that has already been said about this and tried to form a well-crafted story. Some points in the story I had to theorize to make a little more sense, and I think the result was good. But I hope that someday the story will be told in a little more detail and in an organized way in the main story of the franchise. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget your like and subscribe to the channel and be part of our 100,000 subscribers. Until next time, bye-bye.